we have, or just creating new problems?
Well, one can say it was very clear that drums of war are already being beaten. And it's a clear way that we seem to have some anger with the public. We seem to have some anger against certain individuals in society. We don't know their disagreements, but those disagreements sound to be so bad that all of a sudden, individuals who are colleagues at some stage, they have become arch rivals and almost enemies to each other. And therefore, some of us who may not be privy to why there were certain disagreements, we are at a loss. But what is coming out from National Assembly and the national conversation of those in power today, the regime of the day, is that there seems to be a lot of anger, a lot of arrogance, a lot of condescending attitude. And next time, if there is a drought in Kenya, we might start blaming it on Rigathi Gachagua. That yes, he's the one in charge of the mountain, and the mountain is not providing the rain. It is something that is worrying me. And the language that was used by the two officers in Nyandarua is the language that we must be using. And I want to recognize the two of them, William Kiambi and Stella Cherono, for trying to cool the tempers of individuals, because what Dr. Mutunga said, yes, it may be true that some individuals nicked and burned the police station, but who can rule out the possibility of the same regime trying to organize some goons to burn police station to escalate the issue against some of the individuals who are being accused of this? Because nobody has linked directly the burning of police stations and the individuals that who are being accused of. Because I've seen this regime for the first time. I've never seen a regime that creates anarchy for the sake of blaming it on an individual. I remember in the run-up to 2002 elections, some young men dressed in Maasai regalia were brought outside Parliament to stem some demonstrations that were taking place in the run-up, I think, to 92 elections. But later on, we realized there were some individuals from the forces who dressed like Maasai, and they were given some whips to whip some people along Parliament Road. But this time now, you are not even bringing whips. You are bringing goons with machetes to kill people, to maim them, as a way of stemming the onslaught from the population. Because it's really that the regime has said we don't have the numbers in terms of people supporting them, and therefore the only way we can do it is to introduce goons who are paid to maim people, and some of them, you realize, they were not even properly compensated at the end of the day, because they were blaming somebody who was distributing the money. So we should have, that's why I always insist on national conversation, where we bring these things to the open, and we say, yes, we have a problem. How do we stem it? Because in the run-up to the next election, I'm worried. This level of hostility is likely to escalate to another level that it may be worse than the situation we saw in the past.
Yes, indeed. And of course, our houses of legislation, the Senate and the National Assembly, will continue driving the agenda, the kind of conversations we should be having in the country. Hence the question, are they having